Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the weekly recap from We Are Soccer, live from my basement again. Unfortunately, the studio is not ready yet, but it will be soon. So it's just Brooks and I here in my basement talking soccer. Hi, Brooks.
Hi, Craig. How are you?
Good. All right, Brooks, today on the show, we are talking North American Soccer Expo because we were just there over the weekend and we talked to a lot of awesome people. We got some interviews. We will mention that. We're talking about legends from European soccer joining MLS. You are excited about this. I'm actually pretty excited about this too. So Thomas Mueller is joining. Heung-min's son is joining the MLS. We're going to talk about that. Also, players on the move. Timothy Weah is joining Marseille. Isak is joining no one yet. Benjamin Šeško is going to be joining. Ooh, yeah, we'll see. Man United fans are definitely hoping it's them. We're talking where Darwin Núñez is going. We're talking Newcastle accidentally leaving a player in South Korea. No, seriously, they left a player in South Korea. Where is Jack Grealish going? We've got the news here. And stick around because the Opta Supercomputer has predicted where every team is going to finish in the EPL for the 2025-2026 season. Brooks, you'll be surprised where it picked two heavyweights to finish.
Brighton?
No. All right, you ready?
Yes.
Let's go. Let's jump in.
What? And I'm going to give you one opportunity because we're friends. Winner!
Who gives a shit about where the ball's been?
Yeah, F him. They went from loving this guy, best move ever, to hating him.
I think it's the most ridiculous thing in the world.
I love it because it tells you how the game was played.
There's nowhere for him to go. I think there's one place.
You can't do that in the national team. Do I look like I'm freaking kidding?
He does things that are absolutely insane.
Successful and sexy? No. It wasn't aggravating at times? Yes.
Sorry,
That's not very fair.
It's not about being fair.
Welcome to the greatest soccer show ever.
All right, welcome back. Appreciate everybody joining. Do us a huge favor. Put your comments in the little comment box below. Give us a like, give us a subscription, give us a share, do all that good stuff. We appreciate it. All right, lots of good stuff to get to today. We didn't have a live show Sunday because we were at the North American Soccer Expo, which I'm actually referring to as Soccer Heaven. It was phenomenal. We met up with a bunch of old friends. We made a bunch of new friends. We got to interview people. It was class. I had the time of my life. Brooks, I think we worked 12 to 14 hours each day, and it didn't feel like work. Because why? Because we were just talking soccer.
Yes.
That's all we were doing, man.
We were talking soccer. Everyone came up to our table. We knew either they were in Michigan, they were from Michigan and moved away. Everything. Alexi Lalas came up to our table a lot. I got to meet Peter Vermees. I know my buddy is worked for him at SKC and kind of connected there and got to have some good conversations with him.
We interviewed Peter Vermees. We interviewed Alexi Lalas. We interviewed Mark Pulisic. We interviewed a bunch of other people, and all those videos can be found on our YouTube channel and all of our other platforms. But, man, everybody seemed to know who We Are Soccer was. That was phenomenal for us.
Yes, it was. It was a good thing. Saying, hey, Brian Finnerty came up and said, hey, love your content, and we really appreciated that and everything Brian he's done in the soccer community and still doing. I asked how his son Owen was, and he told me he was trialing with a team over in Europe, so I'll keep that kind of a secret until if a signing happens or whatnot. But it was good. It was good. Him and I got to see my buddy Rich Nassif, who was an assistant at Northwestern University. Played at Northwestern. I think, was it after you? I think.
Yes.
Just after you. And he was an assistant at Albany, and he works for Sprocket Sports, so that was awesome to talk to him about what he's doing at Sprocket Sports and his podcast. And then it was great to see Vanjo Sorovsky. And I see him every once in a while. When Maryland comes over with his brother Sasha, who was the head coach at Maryland, they go to Michigan or Michigan State, he'll come up. And then obviously he's an MSU alum, and he goes to the alumni match. Good friend with Damon, and we got to hear about what he does with his his process and how he works with collegiate teams and professional teams and team chemistry and everything. It was great.
We saw so many people. It was incredible. Big shout out to Paul Tinian and the Michigan Jags, who kind of helped put this all on and get this thing going. The North American Soccer Expo. I cannot wait until next year when the second one rolls around because, man, what a blast we had. I don't even mean the work we did, but the networking we did, the talking. There were people that I hadn't seen in 20 years. I worked soccer camps 20 years ago with them. We bumped into each other. talking about our families that we now have and all that good stuff. So big shout out to Paul Tenney and the Jags and everybody involved with putting the North American Soccer Expo together. Next year it's going to be bigger and better. I can't wait. Sign us up, guys. We're in. All right, Brooks, we got a lot to get to today.
Yeah,
right?
Our buddy BX Gunner's joining us on YouTube.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, some comments here. Arteta is cooked. Arsenal's season is in the bin, 100%.
Already?
Yeah.
Oh, because you lost today already? Are you kidding? Come on.
Yep.
Come on.
Yep.
Are we sure he's actually an Arsenal fan? He's not just like bagging us here.
BX Gunner 81. I think he's one of those kind of, high ups and downs Arsenal fan where everything's going well, it's good, and then it's kind of like, I think he's cooked,
Hold on tight. We're going to tell you where the Opta Supercomputer predicts Arsenal to finish. We're going to list all 1 through 20 teams. It's incredible. We're coming up with that in a little bit. All right, so before we jump in, Brooks, I got to say a big thank you to our partners. A big thank you to Soccer World. A big thank you to Next Level Training. A big thank you to the Football Doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood at Primal Recovery. A big thank you to Dog and Pony Show Brewing. And last but not least, a big thank you to the Michigan Jaguars. Listen, Brooks, right off the bat, August 15th, Friday, opening day of the EPL. We are also going to be celebrating that by doing our 3rd soccer trivia at Dog and Pony Show Brewing.
Yeah.
August 15th, 7 o'clock, the trivia kicks off. Get there before that. Get there around 6 o'clock. Have a beer, chit-chat with us, chit-chat with everybody else.
Food trucks there. They always have a food truck every time. There's all different. Last time was seafood. Very good lobster. They had shrimp and lobster tacos. It was very good. They usually have a taco. They'll have a Mexican truck come out. The burgers. They'll have a kebab truck. They have everything. Follow Dog and Pony Show Brewery. Look on their website. They'll tell you for what's happening the week ahead. They also have a lot of other events they do as well there. So feel free to look them up and go check it out.
Other events are good. But Soccer Trivia, the 15th of August, get there, 7 o'clock, kicks off. And by the way, as you heard me say there, the EPL is back. It's like Christmas morning this season. The football season is back. Thank God it's taken forever to get here. On that first day, Liverpool play Bournemouth. The rest of the teams play on Saturday and Sunday. My Aston Villa take on Newcastle on Saturday. Game of the weekend might be right off the bat, Arsenal versus Man United on the Sunday. That's a big one. So we're going to talk about that. All right, up on the show today, you heard me talk about it on the opening there. Bayern Munich legend Thomas Mueller is joining Vancouver Whitecaps in the MLS. 35 years old, 17 years at Bayern Munich. He did not join one of the, we'll call them big market clubs, right? LA, Miami, New York, Chicago. He went with Vancouver. We think he went for family reasons. Great choice on his part. Brooks, what are the chances that he's going to be able to really help them and push them, and Vancouver could do something in the playoffs?
Well, it was funny. I was talking with one of my buddies that's worked in the pro game, and that I know that has just makes a lot of good observations. I think Vancouver. So you have to understand with the Whitecaps, their ownership group wants to sell. So it's Steve Nash and a bunch of the other guys that own the group. They want to sell it.
Yep.
They're in the midst of, do we keep the franchise there or do we build another stadium somewhere? Because they don't, BC place they rent. They use the British Columbia University. They use their practice facility to practice at. So they really don't have what you would say MLS, 2.3.0, for the Whitecaps. I mean, they don't really have all the fancy training facilities and everything, and that's where they want to kind of get to. So it's really interesting. Is this kind of like a last hurrah to win everything, and then it all looks good, and then then all these new beautiful toys come in the next year or next couple of years down the road with the new stadium, training facility, and whatnot. I know the fans in Vancouver do not want the club to move. They want that to stay there. I think Vancouver is a very good spot. I think Toronto's a very good spot for the Canadian big cities, teams. Yes. But yeah,
it's a good signing. I mean, he's older, right? I don't know if he's going to be able to last 90 minutes in MLS, but it's a good signing.
Yeah.
He can definitely.
He doesn't have to be the guy.
He can come in and play 60 minutes, or he can come in at the end for 30 minutes, put a ball in the back of the net. He is that type of player. He's such a smart player. Yeah. He's done everything in his career. This is a really nice signing by Vancouver Whitecaps.
Yeah, it's what's I'm blanking on the one MLS guy that came in here. But it's one of those signings where I don't have to be the player. Oh, Marco Reus. It's similar to what Marco Reus won. I don't want to be the 90-minute guy, but unfortunately this year with everything he's had to be more of a 60, 75-minute player where it's more he just wanted to be a 30 maybe to 45-minute player. So Mueller can come in and there's depth at Vancouver. They're doing extremely well. You got Brian White that's scoring goals left and right. You have a solid core of players that he can jump into and just kind of find his little place. And then great this year he's only on target allocation money, so he's not on designated player money. The next year he's going to be on designated player money, which I've read is north of $6 million. So he'll be one of the higher paid players in the league. So Vancouver won't have to eat that till next year. So it'll be interesting to see how everything works, but it's a push for Vancouver to win MLS Cup.
Sure, I like it. All right, now, speaking of Marco Reus, where does he play, Brooks?
LA Galaxy.
He plays at the LA Galaxy, who also is in the LA market in MLS.
Yes.
Who is, though? Who's the other team there?
Oh, LAFC.
LAFC. Guess what? They just made a signing today.
They did.
They made a great signing. Heung-min's son of Tottenham. Now the rumor is it's going to cost them $26 million. He's now the most expensive player they've had to pay for.
Yeah, they have
over. So
they have the money. It's an ambitious ownership group too.
But it is a MLS record apparently of players they've purchased. Heung-min's son comes in and officially signs with LAFC. This is a player who's played 10 years at Tottenham. What a player he is. I still thought he had a couple of years left there or in the Premiership, but he said, I would like to move to LA. I want to go there. He's calling it a dream move. Maybe a little ambition on the words there. Maybe it's marketing involved, but he really did want to move. He likes that idea. He's officially signed up. He was watching the game yesterday with them. Pictures are taken. He's smiling, waving to the crowd. He's going to be playing. I don't know if he's going to be registered to play this weekend against. I think they travel to Chicago. Is the game, but
he didn't play last night in the match against they're in Leagues Cup,
right?
So he didn't play in that match, but he was in the stands watching.
Yes, phenomenal signing for LAFC.
Yeah,
phenomenal.
Listen, like if you're going to lose Denny Bouanga, which a lot of the the rumors are they're going to sell him. Club America is very high on him. They're looking for the right cost to sell Denny Bouanga. Does he go back to France? Does a Ligue 1 club, maybe mid-tier or something, maybe want him? I think the writing's on the wall that Denny Bouanga is on the way out. It'd be miraculous if they had Denny Bouanga and then Son on the other side, or Son as a center forward, because they lost Giroud. Giroud's back in France, so they only have Jeremy Abobasi, and Abobasi's a good hold-up striker. He's all right in the air, but he's not quite the dynamic player I think Trundle wants. So, do you play Son at the 9? Do you put Bouanga at the 9 and let Son play out wide? So there's a lot of different things you can do here with this team that's pushing to win MLS Cup.
Options. Always nice to have options. And when you can bring a player of Heung-min Son's ability and experience in, you're doing something right. It's a big market signing. He wanted to go there. There's a lot of Korean people there, a lot of South Korean people. He had mentioned that. He is very happy with the move. Dream move, again, I think that's a little bit of marketing going on, but very happy for him.
Yeah. Some comments here from BX Gunner. Let's see, what's he got? So he's still going about Arsenal. Some kids are about to graduate Hogwarts, and this process is still processing in regards to Arsenal and their ability to win a Premier League title. If Messi is still going, this guy will do well. So he's saying Son. And then LAFC gets a new sponsor with the addition of Son. Kleenex tissues. Laugh out loud.
Oh, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. So, I like that. All right. Well, two big moves for the MLS's legends of the game are coming into the league.
Rob Holding is now officially at Colorado Rapids.
Yes, another one. I wouldn't call him a legend of the game, but a good player to join. Absolutely. A good solid player who's been around.
Yeah. The summer window's still open. It closes, I think, sometime in August here. Or maybe it's September 1. But the summer window's here in MLS. So you'll see a few more teams trying to add late additions. Corey Bayard just got a move, so he moved from FC Cincy to San Diego. Interesting move. Good hardworking player that probably San Diego wants. Is he a starter? Guy to come off the bench and change the game. Yeah. So I'm just curious, obviously, since he does, after getting rid of him.
We'd be amiss if we didn't mention Matt Turner coming back to the MLS, coming back to
Revs.
New England Revs.
On a loan right now.
Yes, on a loan move from Olympique Marseille, who originally bought him, then wanted to terminate the deal, and now just sent him back on loan to the New England Revolution.
Yeah.
So the Revs have Matt Turner back. How does he fit in there? He says it's in preparation for 2026. He needs minutes.
It has to be.
He needs to get minutes.
I think he wants
to be that starter.
I think he looked at Matt Freese, and obviously, unfortunately, he played in the game that was a big blunder. And against Switzerland and Nashville in the friendly. But he needs minutes, and the reality is, if Pochettino's looking at his list of players, you see Freese, you see Stefan, you see Chris Brady, you see Patrick Schulte, all starters for their MLS clubs. And I know everyone's, man, I wish they played for European clubs. Goalkeepers need to play.
Yeah.
They're going to see a lot of shots probably in MLS, because it's very open. There's a lot of parity. You're going to, there's really rarely any games where, it's kind of death by 1,000 passes and no one ever, gets a shot on net, or there's only like 2 shots and, one of those 2 go in the goal. He's going to see a lot of shots in New England. And they're a team that, has been struggling a bit. So he'll see shots. It's a good move. The question is, do the Revs buy him? And then is he in MLS for the rest of his career? I think coming back to MLS and just playing in MLS for the rest of his career would suit him well. I think he tried the European stuff. Never understood the move to Arsenal. I thought it was a stupid move. If you're going to go over to Europe, I always say, go somewhere you're going to play. It makes no sense to be a backup, especially as a goalkeeper. Stefan made the same mistake in Man City. Gaga made the same mistake at Chelsea. We see very much a parallel with all these ridiculous moves here. So, so good for Matt Turner, and we'll see how the goalkeeper battle progresses here for the men's net. Why
don't we take a look at the standings in the MLS and see how these moves could actually affect it. So as you can see there, we've got We've got the Eastern Conference, Philadelphia Union leading the way after 25 games played. FC Cincinnati in second place. Sorry, Nate, they're back by a point there. Nashville followed in third. Columbus in fourth. New England Revolution down there 11th with their new signing, Matt Turner. Do you think Turner can jump in and help them? Right now they're 8 points behind 10th place.
Ivicic was one of Caleb's guys at Portland in his last couple years, and I think he was like, Caleb likes to sign guys that he's familiar with. I mean, that's why Maxi Rudy's there, even though he's older. He's an older player, and I didn't really necessarily agree. Probably should sign and bring him back. But listen, can he change the game for New England? Sure. I think it's very plausible that Chicago and Red Bull can flop a little bit and New England can get into that playoff line. NYCFC would be a tough one. Obviously, Charlotte Ajiman, but Zaha goes to the 9 now, and they can do a little more with that now. I think Zaha will be more comfortable at the 9 than as a winger. I just don't foresee. I mean, maybe Orlando if they catch a bad run, but I see the top 5 there, just kind of always exchanging positions. Miami may jump a couple spots and then 1 week and then another week and maybe reversal for that. So I think the top five in the Eastern Conference is pretty solidified. I don't foresee Montreal and DC United digging themselves at anything.
No.
If Atlanta somehow can catch fire at some point, maybe they can get that 21 and make a push. But I really kind of see, honestly, spots 11 and up are really in competition. 12, 13, 14, 15. Unfortunately, TFC is just going through too much. They finally got rid of Insigne and Bernardeschi. Or Berneschi or whatever his name is. The 2 Italians. So they
needed to get rid of them. They weren't doing very well.
Exactly. So to the Western Conference.
Yes, sir. Here's your Western Conference standings. As you see, San Diego in first place, 46 points. Well done to them. I picked them for the wooden spoon. Silly me. Someone needs to take a wooden spoon to me.
No, you didn't. You and I picked Philly.
No, I think I had San Diego.
No, you picked Philly.
I'm going to have to double check that. I just figured with them being obviously new. But there's Vancouver Whitecaps in second place on 45 points, and their new signing, Thomas Mueller, comes in. He's just got to help them along once you get into the playoffs, I think. He doesn't have to do too much at this point.
Yeah.
Minnesota in third. That's really nice to see as well, especially after the couple of bad years.
I think that assistant coach they brought over from Man United has done a very good job putting the squad together, and they're playing good football. Cascadia teams, Vancouver, Seattle, and Portland, all in the top 5. That's pretty amazing. Phil Neville, Portland's notorious for starting off slowly and then finally kind of picking it up in the later half of the season. And great that Phil started off well and that they're competing. This is an interesting conference. I think when you get to it, I feel like, again, it could be 12 teams deep here. I don't think LA Galaxy or St. Louis City or Kansas City get themselves out of the bottom, meaning over the playoff line.
Sure.
I don't think that's going to happen. Can I see Houston? Possibly. San Jose, I think with Bruce Arena will battle. Colorado with their signing with Rob Holding, hopefully that changes some stuff. I know they're looking to sell some of their guys, and they've gotten offers for Navarro from a South American team, Fluminense. They didn't pull the trigger yet as they felt the offer was too low. RSL has been up and down, but a lot of parity in MLS. Usually it always goes 10, 11, 12 teams deep. Usually the bottom 3 are kind of the bottom 3, unless someone makes a crazy run. But, it'll be interesting to see who will win, the Supporters Shield, because currently right now in the Supporters Shield standings, the Union are first with 50, Cincinnati on 49, Nashville on 47, San Diego 46, and Vancouver 45. So will Philadelphia continue this? Bradley Carnell doing a phenomenal job at Philly in his first year, or will Cincinnati or possibly BJ Calhoun at Nashville catch him? He's done a phenomenal job in his first full season, for sure.
Well, that's your MLS recap from Brooks. As you can see, very in-depth. He knows what he's talking about. All right, we got a couple other things to get to here, Brooks. U.S. men's national team player is switching clubs in Europe. Oh, and by the way, there was a player left behind in South Korea from Newcastle. Silly them. We got a lot to get to. We're going to do that right after this.
Hi, Brooks. We're at our favorite store, Soccer World in Rochester. We're just gonna do some light shopping. Nothing big. Ooh, pretty colors. Oh, and one of these too?
Ooh, Germany. Nate would like this.
Hey, Brooks, look at all these. Look what I got.
South America. Ooh. Wow, that's not MLS. Cool.
Socks? No.
Ooh, a ball pump.
Next in line.
Sir, you're next.
Right. That's a mannequin. You know that.
Huh?
It's a mannequin.
Oh. Sorry, sir.
Craig, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Huh?
All right, we're back. Thanks for hanging around. We got to pay the bills there. We got some funny comments coming in, apparently. Brooks, what you got, buddy?
Yeah, shout out to Victor. He says, hi. He says, Brooks, it was 85 outside. Why the hoodie? Laugh out loud. And I said, it's a little cool in your basement here right now. Not like freezer cold, but, I don't know. I like wearing hoodies. BX Gunner with some more comments. Charlotte just lost my main guy, Pep Beal. Yes, he was a key cog for Charlotte FC. That's a rough one. And then he said losing Sullivan before really seeing him in the league sucks. And I told him that Kevin Sullivan, as people may not know, in his contract there's a stipulation where he goes over to train with Man City. A few times throughout the year. Obviously, he can't go over because he's not 18 yet, but he'll go in with usually the 21s. He was in the 21s last time. So Kevin Sullivan will be back with the Philly Union. He is not over. He's not officially over in Man City yet, so he's got a few more years.
All right, understood. All right, let's jump back in. U.S. men's national team player Tim Weah is joining Marseille from Juventus. All right, so he's moving from the Serie A to the French league. Big, was it the Big Mac McDonald's league, whatever the hell they're calling it now, Ligue 1.
Yeah.
All right, not a huge fan of this move, but
He will play.
hopefully it translates to a lot of playing time and experience, which I think will
Do Juventus have a new
it'll benefit the U.S. men's national team.
Yeah. Do Juventus have a new coach?
Great question.
No.
That is
Isn't it Allegri? Didn't it? No, Allegri is with AC Milan.
right. No, I don't know who it went. I don't know who went there, but there was it. Fonse.
I
We
thought
have to
they
look
had
that
a
up.
new coach.
Either way, it's going to transition into more playing time for Tim Weah.
Yeah.
So just needs to stay healthy, got to get minutes in his legs and be ready for the World Cup 2026. We are 311 days away from the World Cup starting here in North America.
Yeah, I know the big discrepancy was when he was told he was going to be in the FIFA Club World Cup and never really got brought.
Yeah.
And I know that's where all this kind of started. And then the agent's like, "Oh, I don't like this," and then he was looking at it was like Nottingham Forest was one of them. There was a few EPL clubs. And then he lands with Marseille, which he was in the French league anyways before, so he's used to the league. I mean, listen, Marseille's not a bad club, right? Like, I mean, they usually probably are on the higher end of Ligue 1, and one of the better and more historical.
They're one of the top 5 clubs, one of the historic clubs, absolutely.
Yeah.
So they should have a good season. He should have a good season with them, absolutely. All right, some other moves that are happening or are planned to happen. Darwin Núñez of Liverpool. Looks like he's joining Saudi Pro League team Al Hilal in a reported move of 53 million euros. He joined 3 years ago from Liverpool for 64 million pounds. So they're taking a loss on this. They're taking a loss, but probably better for his career. I think they're going to need the money. They want to fund him. They want to get that open position. They're going to put more money towards that striker coming in. They have bid for Isak. That was 120 million for Newcastle's Isak forward, and it was rejected. Isak is now training alone at Newcastle. They had a family day, by the way, where all the players brought in their families. He was told not to be there. He's told when he comes to train, he trains by himself in the corner. So in a roundabout way, Liverpool have said they're not going to go back with another offer to Newcastle, but now they're selling their striker. So there could be there's 53 million euros that they could put towards the funding of the Alexander Isak bid, the next bid. So there's that happening there. Or are they going after someone else?
Liverpool?
Yes, are Liverpool going after someone else, or are they happy? It's going to be interesting. I think there's a lot more dominoes to fall here. Now, Šeško is reportedly being bid on. Benjamin Šeško is being bid on by Manchester United and Newcastle. So Newcastle actually probably need to sell Alexander Isak to fund the Benjamin Šeško move.
Yeah.
Šeško has reportedly agreed personal terms with Manchester United. Manchester United threw in a bid of £5 million less than what Newcastle put in. But we'll see what happens. They may have to match that Newcastle bid before he can officially move. I honestly do see him moving to Manchester United. It looks like he does have his heart set on that move. Is it a good move? I don't know. He's a good player. Time will tell. But it's all roundabout. These dominoes are falling. All these big teams spending all this money. A 60 million pound bid there. 120 million pound bid there. We're selling someone for 53 million euros. There's a lot of movement and a lot of actual sales to be happening in the next 2 weeks. Season kicks off, Brooks. Season kicks off in a couple of days here. We're 9 days away from the season kicking off. Liverpool are taking on Bournemouth. They just sold Darwin Núñez. Do they need to fill the spot? Do they need to fill that spot, or are they good?
I think they can survive a little bit. They could probably put Salah at the 9. They can figure out something to kind of just a placeholder until they, work out whatever it's Isak, or if they have a plan B.
I like
knowing Liverpool, and I mean, we listen to the High Performance podcast with the analyst, with the analyst that does all this stuff. Knowing them, they have plans B and C if Isak is just not worth it.
It actually, based on the analytics that we heard out of that podcast, by the way, it befuddled my mind that they actually bid $120 million pounds, for Alexander Isak, because that's not their style. They don't do that, so that's a very unusual bid for them.
They must really think. I mean, obviously they would. They must really think he's the long-term answer, and that he will sign long-term, and that he will give the production needed, for that contract they're gonna give him.
I don't see. I don't know if I see that happening, and I think they've moved on. I think they're going to go find someone else. I don't if they even need anybody else. Obviously, there's a couple of things. One of the things I did want to say, based on what you just said a couple of minutes ago, I don't see them moving Salah out anywhere but from that right-hand position, so we can cut it on that left. There was an analysis done recently in the summer of the 2024-25 season, and Salah defended the least out of anybody in the league.
Yeah,
it was incredible. But his output, he was almost the Golden Boot scorer. I mean, it was incredible. So the output was there.
Right? He defended the least, so forwards don't defend.
Well, but he's also older. And they signed him up for 2 more years, so they don't need him to defend, but they're not going to put him in the middle. I think that's to keep him out right. I don't think they move him anywhere. Lots of dominoes to fall, though.
Yeah, no. I'm just trying to think of other big strikers out there that are just, waiting to be sold. I bet Liverpool are kind of looking in other leagues to be like, who's the underrated guy that, is on people's radars, but they're not ready to pull the trigger maybe until the winter window on some of these guys.
Underrated and young enough to play for another couple of years. I don't see them bidding on people who are 29, 30 years old.
No.
They Ollie Watkins type player, right? They're going to be looking to bring someone who's 24, 25, 26 maximum, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, they're looking at that. I mean, because the oldest guys in your team are Salah and, Van Dijk.
Right. Who just resigned for 2 years, both of them. So,
yeah.
So lots of dominoes to fall regarding the forwards. I love the forwards are moving around. We'll see what happens there. Another player in talks of moving away from his club currently, Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish was told at the end of last season, try to find a new club. So far, nothing's materialized, but we are hearing now that Everton are in talks with Grealish and Manchester City. I do like that move for him.
David Moyes is coaching, right?
David Moyes is coaching. And
it seems like a player David Moyes would like.
Apparently, David Moyes and Everton picked up, once he joined in the middle of the year last year to save them, picked up the most points out of any team.
Yeah, I believe it.
It's
incredible. He saved them from relegation.
Right, saved them from relegation, moved them off the table. But
with that roster that really had nothing.
There was nothing there. But what a job he did, right? I think that could really be a really nice piece for David Moyes and Everton. Jack Grealish is not the Jack Grealish of Aston Villa days, where you can get the ball on the left, cut people up, dice them up, go in and score a couple of goals. He doesn't do that anymore. Get him away from Pep. I'd love to see what he's able to do. Still, what does he still have in the tank?
I still think he should come to MLS.
I think he would be a really good MLS player, but unfortunately, I think he just thinks, well, no one in the MLS is going to take the salary, right? He's still got another 2 years left on his salary. I want to say maybe it's a year, and he wants to ride that out because that's a lot of money.
See, if I was
money.
If I was Man City, Etihad Group, NYCFC, we'll eat some of it. You'll eat some of it, and he can get a lot of hair care, sponsors or whatever, because he's got such good hair.
I think he would earn a ton of money in the sponsorship game over here. You're right, 100%.
He would. You can see in Times Square, Jack Grealish's face everywhere, and all these crazy commercials or whatever.
That'd be funny seeing him in Times Square with all the
commercials. He'd be good. He would fit in well with what NYCFC would do because he wouldn't have to do a whole lot. He kind of like a Messi, just stand, don't have to defend a whole lot, but we'll use your creativity and. You can score goals and get assists.
I do think we see him in the MLS in 2 years.
How old will he be by then?
31, maybe? 31-ish.
Oh, he's not 30 yet?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
31.
Yeah, I could see, but I think he's got two to three more years in the EPL if everything works out.
The rumor is that Everton are going to take him on a season-long loan, and then we'll see how it goes from there. But they want to sign him for another year after that, is the rumor. But I think in 2 years we see him in MLS. I think he really would fit in nice here. Depending on how much athletic ability he still has at the time.
Yeah, got some comments here from BX Gunner. Absolutely shocking the turnaround Newcastle has experienced since winning the cup. Newcastle seems to have been rejected by everyone minus Alanga.
True.
Let's see whatever here. Yes, he said strange why Newcastle doesn't seem to attract the players.
Well, it's Tyneside. No one wants to go live up there, man. It's always cloudy, and it's even worse than anywhere else in England. Trust me.
Fair enough. And then the last comment: Jack has been kept fresh at City. He's going to have joy and freedom with Moyes.
I hope that's true. I really do want to see the Jack Grealish of old come out again, because he's had the handcuffs put on him in the last 2 years at Man City. But good for him. He won a Champions League. He's won a Premiership. He's won everything else. So I am very happy for him. But now let's get the best out of him again. Now you've won. You've done that in a system. Let's get the best out of you again, Jack.
Yes.
All right. We got two things coming up that I'm really excited to get to. Newcastle accidentally left a player behind on their tour of South Korea and didn't realize it until they landed back in Newcastle. Silly them.
Don't they know how to use the buddy system?
That's a freaking great call, Brooks. That's a great call. And then the Opta Supercomputer has predicted the EPL 2025-26 finish of every team. The number crunched at Opta reckon that Manchester United and Tottenham will both finish where? We're going to tell you in a minute, because that is a fun one to talk about. I'm going to have you actually predict where you think a couple of teams are going to finish, and then we're going to put the Opta computer out there. All right, we're going to talk about all that when we go right back right after this.
I'm Craig Hearn. Today, I'm here with the football doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood. He's going to show me some simple exercises and stretches to do before my soccer games. Because to be honest, I'm getting a little older and I need to be better prepared for these games. All right, he's got some stuff he's going to show us. Let's jump in.
What's up, guys? Dr. Zach here with Craig. We're going through a dynamic warm-up here. Super important, especially in this age group as we get older. A lot of guys that I see, they go right from their car and straight to the field warm-up. We're sure that we're getting the body warm, loose, we get the heart rate so that we can help reduce injury. All right, guys, so I've got Craig currently doing some grass sweeps. He's doing a Frankenstein stretch, and he's also going through some pogos right now. Whoa, Craig, what the hell?
Yep, sorry, Doc.
All this newfangled dynamic warm-up, this and that. What's wrong with my old warm-up? Oh, yeah, the doc was right. Definitely need the new warm-up. Oh, good Lord.
All right, lots to get to here as we get back at it. All right, what player did Newcastle accidentally leave behind in South Korea? So Newcastle were touring South Korea for their preseason training out there. They got on the plane, they flew home. They didn't realize that they accidentally left defender Matt Targett in Seoul, South Korea, until they arrived home in Newcastle.
Did they use Find My Phone and be like, I got that thing. Where is he? Is he asleep? Is he in the cargo hold of the bus or something?
Seriously.
Did he get on the wrong plane?
How the hell does that
he's
happen?
in Korea still. Oh.
What's he doing there?
And then Eddie Howe's like, who was his buddy?
Yeah.
Who was his buddy? Who failed? Who failed?
It wasn't Isak because he didn't go on tour with them.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't. I don't understand how that happens anymore. How do you leave someone behind? The planes don't move. I mean, I've been on a plane where you're like, dude, we should have taken off 20 minutes ago. Why are we waiting for people?
It's like the movie Home Alone.
That's what someone said.
That's what it is. It's just like Home Alone.
Yeah.
And they're like, and they didn't even think about to look for him in the plane. They're like, I bet they're all like, I feel like we forgot something.
Yeah, I feel like
that's what they're all saying. I feel like we forgot something. Yeah. And all of a sudden they get back to England. It's like, wow, we left one of our teammates in Seoul, Korea.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. I don't know how you do that. Someone is getting slapped on the hand or fired because that's a silly mistake and very
probably the director of operations, wouldn't you say?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know who. I don't know. I don't know.
The head coach. I mean, the head coach isn't dad, and it's like, okay, everyone, raise your hand if you're here. Roll call.
And then someone raises two hands and you accidentally count.
Yeah.
All right, Brooks. All right, the supercomputer, the Opta Supercomputer, has put together where it thinks every team is going to finish. Before we show you the full list, Brooks is going to do a little guess. But Brooks, I know you've seen this before. I want to put it up on the screen. This is Opta Supercomputer's prediction of Premier League title winners. This is the percentage it's giving of the title winners. So it's giving Liverpool a 28.5% chance of winning the EPL title. It's giving Arsenal a 24.3% chance of winning the title. Manchester City only 18.8. Opta Computer thinks it's going to be third. And then Chelsea is giving 8.4%, Newcastle 5%, and Villa 5%.
Okay.
So I'm just happy to see Villa up there, by the way. So this is where it's kind of predicting. Now, Brooks, you're going to predict, I know you're going to predict your top 10 of what you think the computer picked, right?
Yes.
I kind of gave you the top 5 there, right? But
That doesn't mean it's in that order.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So
we're gonna start from 10 to work to 1. Oh god, this is gonna.
Why don't you tell me who you think is gonna? You
10th?
think that this isn't your prediction? So
I know.
This
This
is
is what I think the computer said.
computer, the smartest computer in the world, the Opta Supercomputer. Who do you think it had? Give me a top 3.
Only 3?
Give me a top 3 to go with to start with. So you kind of know, right?
No, I mean I thought we were gonna go 10 to 1.
Oh, do whatever you want. Go for
Yeah,
it then.
let's go.
for it.
So 10th, I think the computer picked Tottenham.
Okay, good guess. All right. I'm not gonna tell you if you're right.
Okay, 9.
No, actually, you know what? Before you do that, I'm going to tell you that's a good guess, but the Opta Computer picked Tottenham to finish 14th.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
no, you should, well, I guess it's very.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
So
who do
outside the 10. Okay, so at 9.
who do you think is going to finish 9?
Hmm.
Who do you think the computer thinks will finish 9?
Bournemouth.
No.
Hmm.
No. I'm sorry. Yes, it does have Bournemouth at 9. That's a great
Oh,
guess.
okay,
Sorry.
there you
That's
go.
a great guess. Sorry, the
Okay.
numbers were a little off on me there.
Okay.
It does have. You got one correct.
Okay.
It thinks Bournemouth will finish 9th this year on 51 points.
All right. 8th. Brentford.
Negative. It has Brentford finishing 10th. So you're close.
Okay, that's my 10. Okay. If there's anything higher, you can't tell me.
Okay. What do you mean?
Just
high?
to let you know, if I
Okay.
guess one, you can't be
Yeah,
like,
sure.
because then it
Okay.
ruins it.
Yep.
And I know.
Yep.
Okay, 7.
Yes, we're going 7th. Who do you think's going to finish? Who do you think the computer has finishing 7th?
Brighton.
Nope. It has Brighton finishing 8th.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, I'm 1 off here. Okay,
Yep, you're,
all
you're
right.
off by 1 on both those. Who do you think the supercomputer has finishing 6th?
I'm going to go with Newcastle.
Correct.
Okay.
That is correct. Who do you think based on that and seeing how we started the segment, who do you think the supercomputer has finishing 5th?
We started it? It's not Man United.
Mm-mm.
No. 5th? I'm going to go with Villa.
Got it. It's got
Okay.
got the Villa finishing 5th on 61 points and
Okay.
Newcastle 1 point behind
Okay.
in 6th with 60 points.
Okay.
All right, who's it got finishing 4th? Give me the top 4 there.
Okay. I think 4 will be Arsenal.
Nope.
Okay, no. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna give you it and then you can
Yep.
tell me. I think 4 because I'm wrong with Arsenal, but I'll just keep that. 4 with Arsenal, 3 Man City, 2 Chelsea, 1 Liverpool.
Okay. Good guess. All right.
Yeah.
The supercomputer has Liverpool winning the title. It has Arsenal finishing 2nd. Surprise, surprise. Has Manchester United finishing 3rd. I'm sorry, excuse me. Manchester City 3rd on 70 points. Chelsea 4th.
After all those signings?
It has Chelsea finishing 4th.
Really? And I don't like
64.
Chelsea, and I was giving them props.
Yeah. And Villa 3 points behind that in 5th. All right, so here's your official Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea, Villa. That's your top 5. Newcastle, Crystal Palace, Brighton, Bournemouth, and Brentford is your 5 through 10. Now, here's 11 through the bottom. You ready?
Yeah.
Nottingham Forest, 11th. It has Nottingham Forest
Interesting.
finishing
After the
11th.
good year they had, huh? Interesting.
They have the Opta Supercomputer has Manchester United finishing 12th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, on 49 points. It also has Everton finishing the same amount of points, but one position back in 13th.
Okay.
It has Tottenham finishing 14th,
Okay.
Fulham 15th,
Okay.
West Ham
I
16th,
can see those.
Wolves 17th,
Yep.
and it has Burnley, Leeds, and Sunderland finishing in the bottom 3, being
3 that got
relegated.
promoted.
The 3 that got promoted.
Okay, I can see.
I would put money on the 3 that got promoted going down. It has them as 32, 36, and 37 points.
Yeah.
I think this is actually a really good prediction. I got to be honest. I'm freaking hoping
Villa.
this this is what happens.
Yeah.
And I know Villa will be in 5th and then possibly miss out on Champions League.
Yeah.
But you never know if England get that 5th one again.
Yeah.
So they could creep in there.
Yeah. So, it's BX Gunner says, even this Opta supercomputer has been drinking their Arteta Kool-Aid. Yep. And then, let's see. It's Coming Home says, really bad day, man. My girlfriend and me were met at Astoria's for a date. I was there on time. She Newcastled me.
To Newcastle. Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
I really think this supercomputer, and I got to go back. I'd love to go back and look at the table from the last year and the Opta Supercomputer's prediction from the year before as well. So
I wasn't bad. I was one off on most
you were
of them
pretty
besides Tottenham, to be honest with you.
yeah, you were pretty close on those. But I mean, let's be honest. Manchester United and Tottenham had terrible years last year, right? By their standards. Big clubs having terrible years. The computer's predicting them to have another bad year.
Yeah.
They're finishing 12th, Man United, and 14th, Tottenham. Tottenham, with bringing in Thomas Frank, I don't see them finishing 14th. I don't.
You see them finishing top 10?
Yes, I see them. No, I don't see them.
Did they really make the
top 5.
signings though to finish in the top 10?
They've made a couple of signings that I think is going to help them, but I really do think Thomas Frank doing what he did at Brentford for so long, I think that it's going to help him out now that he gets to actually work with better players. I think it's going to work.
See, the Man United one, what was it, 12th it said?
Yes.
The Man United one can go it's volatile just as like a tech stock. It can have its good times where it's flying high and it's going to meet expectations, and then all of a sudden when one thing goes wrong, it just shoots down and just loses a ton of money.
Yeah.
Meaning that they could be flying high with these they get Šeško and they do well, but they can just shoot very down if the team chemistry sucks, and they still have a lot of those guys there like Garnacho and everyone. They haven't sold everyone. And listen, Amaran still has to prove that he can manage. I have a lot of friends that watch United outside of our friends Nate and Danny, and they don't believe in this guy. They don't. They think he's a very systematic coach. He doesn't have enough free-flowing play with his players. And I don't know if systems besides what really Pep Guardiola does at Man City, I really don't know if anyone outside of him can really run a tight system and do very well. Though Guardiola at least changes from time to time.
All right, would love to know your guys' predictions on those two clubs. Manchester United and Tottenham, where do they finish? Where do you think they're going to finish the 2025-26 season? The Opta Supercomputer has them finishing 12th and 14th, respectively.
I forgot Tottenham lost James Madison due to injury.
Yeah, he just went down the other day on the
ACL.
ACL.
Just told us that. Yeah,
he just went down with an ACL injury. Terrible to see that, actually.
See, that's what makes me think that
they got now, but they're a big club. They got enough money. Go out and buy someone. Go out and spend 50, 60, 70 million on someone. Go and do it. There are people
Levy
out
doesn't
there.
Overspend on players.
Do you want to finish 14th again, Mr. Daniel Levy? Do you want to finish in the bottom half of the
He's
table?
just happy because he doesn't lose a lot of money with that club.
Well,
He wants to be in the green with that club.
They will, and then they'll be calling for his head soon enough. Put it in there, though. I'd love to see the predictions from some of our friends. Are they finishing 12th and 14th? Are they finishing higher? I do think that even with the James Madison injury, I still think Tottenham will finish higher. Unfortunately, I hope it doesn't happen. I think Manchester United finish higher too. I do think they'll finish. They'll find a way to squeak into that top 10 and possibly even get into Europe. Oh, God, then we'd have to hear it. But they're not cracking the top 5. They are not cracking the top 5. Trust me.
You know what happened? It's that first game against Arsenal. That's where we're going to be judged.
Oh, my God.
If they show up and they play well, everything looks good. If they look ho-hum like last year, everyone's going to be worried. Because either it's
going to be a fun opening weekend.
I know. Because either they're going to say the players don't believe in the coach and what he's doing, or there's bad team chemistry.
Yep. All right, Brooks, I think that's going to wrap us up for the week.
I know.
All right, guys, do us a huge favor. We had a ton of blasts on North American Soccer Convention. We put a bunch of interviews up. We interviewed Mark Pulisic. We interviewed Alexi Lawless. We interviewed Peter Vermees, a bunch of other friends as well. Check out those interviews. They're pretty quick, about 5 to 10 minutes. Very helpful on a lot of them.
Well, the Peter Vermees was 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that was a good
Most of them are 15 plus, but the Vermees one was really good. Mark's was really good. We got to asked a lot of questions about Pulisic, and I
about
asked
his
him,
son, about his son.
yeah,
Christian.
and then I asked him, like what other, if a kid's pursuing a player pathway, how important is it to pursue other options and not just be focused on one? Like there was a lot of good stuff we talked about.
Check out those. And again, big props to Paul Tenney and the Michigan Jaguars for putting that on. Again, we'll be there next year when it happens in North American Soccer Expo. So hopefully a lot more people will join. For the We Are Soccer crew here, lights, just Brooks and I think we're going to call it. So Brooks, cheers. Everybody, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Do us a huge favor. If you're listening to this as a podcast, give us 5 stars. That means a lot. We really would appreciate it.
Yeah, share it on Spotify as well.
Exactly. All right. We'll see you later. Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.